Okay, everybody, welcome back to my channel. I know it's not Thursday, but guess what? It's Wednesday and I'm busy tomorrow, so I chose to go live today. So if you see me looking up, I'm looking at my Instagram camera. Let me see if I can just put that down a little bit to where it doesn't look like I'm looking up so much. Okay, there we go. All right, today's subject is something that's near and dear to my heart. It's called the value of work, and it's something that we've been losing in our society. It's something that we've been like drastically losing, and I wanted to come up with a with 10 reasons why any work is valuable. Okay, and so I did a little bit of research and put some stuff together, and I hope that you enjoy this, and I hope that you share this video because this video cannot be shared enough. Okay, the reason I'm passionate about this is because, get this, fast food restaurants are closing down because they can't find workers. They can't find people that I recently was going through a Chick-fil-A, and I noticed that the in-house or the inside was shut down. And so I asked the guy that was taking the, you know, how they do outside, you know, the ordering outside. So I asked him, I said, when are you going to open up your in-store dining? He said, as soon as we find people that want to work. There's a local McDonald's that shut down because they can't find workers. Something is going on. All right. Because there's more people now in the world than there ever was, but something is going on. We are not seeing the value of work. Okay. So don't give me all of this. Well, we don't pay them enough. Okay. That's not the case. A teenager does not need to make what a 40-year-old person makes, okay? We have got to get back to the value of work. Here's what I know for a fact. If a person does not produce something, they start feeling like they're not valuable. Okay, when they start feeling like they're not valuable, they have a low self-esteem. When they have a low self-esteem, they start getting into trouble where where they understand that, or they might get into drugs to try to lift them up or to help them. They become they feel worthless, so they do things that make them feel like they're giving worth. But here's the problem. Here's the problem with where we are right now. Businesses can't really, I hear it all over. I talk to companies all over. We can't find people that are willing to work. So I got to thinking, have we lost our way? Have we lost what made us great? Have we lost that? What is the dignity of work? What is the value of work? What does God say about work? Work is something that we really need to consider. All right. So if you are listening, go ahead and say, I see that there's 12 eyeballs on me right now. Listen, I want you guys to start commenting. I want you to put your thoughts into the comments. Let's have a robust conversation on this. I'm going to be spending some time here. I have 10 reasons, and I have a lot of other things that I want to talk about of why work is valuable and why you need to work. Now, I know I'm speaking to the choir here. I know most of my audience are hardworking people, but here's what I want you to understand. We have to start talking to our children. We have to start talking to like really instill in them the idea of work. Okay. Denise Bergen said it's most likely they don't want to risk their lives to make $7.50 an hour. I get that. And, that's most companies are not paying $7.50 an hour. But if you look at statistics, I think you're talking about COVID statistics for younger people. They're not at risk. They're not at risk. Okay. So I just want to help us to understand that it's good for the human person, it's good for humans to work. to produce something. And I think we're entering a dangerous society when we encourage people not to work. Okay, so I know for a fact that they're trying to raise the minimum wage to $15 an hour. Most of your companies are paying above $7.50. I don't even know what the minimum wage is. We haven't paid minimum wage ever. Okay, so most companies are offering above minimum wage. All right. Matthew Morrissey says, I think people need a better understanding of how work can get you, at least in part, where you want to be in life. So that's exactly right. And so they're wanting to raise the minimum wage to $15 an hour. Okay. And I want you to start thinking, I want you to start questioning everything that you see out there. $15 an hour. Okay. How much is the government giving people right now per week? Somebody type that in. What are they giving them right now because of COVID and all of this? What are they giving? Somebody type it in. I think I know, but I want to see, am I right by what your research is? There's a number that the government said that they're going to, hand out this for people that aren't able to go to work. What is that? Abraham Yoder says, I'm at a Conklin business seminar. Session is starting soon. Got to go. Thanks. All right. No problem, Abraham. What is that number that the government is giving out per week per person? Somebody type it in. I'm waiting. Last I heard, it was $600 a week. Is that still going? I don't know. I didn't get anything. So is it 600? I think it is. Okay. So what is $15 times 40? 40 hours a week. $15 an hour times 40. Yep, that's right. It's $600. I think the government, okay, Matthew Morrissey says, FPUC says $600 for those who can't work because of COVID. That's right. What is $15 an hour times 40 hours? It's $600. They're conditioning a society to settle for no less than $600 an hour. Do you really expect McDonald's to keep selling you a hamburger for whatever it is? I don't go there anymore, but I don't even know what they cost. But if they have to pay somebody $15 an hour, or any restaurant, do you really think? I think they're going to make less money by forcing minimum wage, because I'm not going to tip as much, because they're making $15 an hour. I'm not going to tip as much and I'm a great tipper. But if they're making $15 an hour plus my great tip, they might make more money than most of the people that they're serving. Okay. So the dignity of work, that's what I want you to understand. The value of work. Work gives you dignity. Work teaches you important lessons. All right. So here's some quotes. It's really small letters, so I got to put my specs on to read it. Here's some stuff I want to read to you. The dignity of the person is lived out in society by a fulfillment of personal responsibility. You cannot have dignity without some responsibility. Work is one such essential responsibility which shapes and fulfills human dignity by providing for the needs of oneself and their family. Every single day, you should be able to answer this question: how did our products and services, or my endeavor to produce, help people in their lives? That's dignity. That's the value of work. So I'm going to give you 10 reasons why any work, regardless of if you're working at McDonald's or if you're a CEO of a company, why any work is valuable. Number one, work teaches responsibility. Andy Hirschberger says, I've heard as of June 1st, no unemployment benefits will have without having proof of filling out 5 applications per week in Florida. I heard that too, and that's a good thing. But here's what's happening. They can go fill out an application I mean, this is an old trick. They used to do this back when I was hiring people in the maid service. They'd come in and fill out an application, and we would have hired them. In fact, we did hire them, but half of them would never show up for their first day of work. And so that's an easy one to get around, but hopefully that kind of curbs it out. Anyway, number one, work teaches responsibility. When you have a job, you are immediately placed into a sphere of influence. Okay, when you have a job or when you have an occupation, you are placed into a sphere of influence. You start rubbing shoulders with other people. This sphere may only include the toilets if you're a toilet cleaner. Okay, but no matter. But you matter around those toilets for everyone who needs to walk in and use those toilets. Okay, so let me explain this. You go into an airport, and there's usually somebody there, a restroom attendant. Okay, I try my best to show respect for that person because a clean restroom matters to me. That's a job. He has the dignity of having a job. He's making a difference in people's lives, okay? It's a small thing. It's not running a huge company. He's not making millions of dollars, but it's making a difference in people's lives. He's rubbing shoulders with other people. For anyone who needs to walk in and use those toilets, you matter greatly to those people as well. The point is, you are given responsibility. Responsibility is a good thing. Our society has decided to say, I'm not responsible. It's their job. It's his fault. It's her fault. He should be doing it. She would be doing it. I don't have to. Okay? The importance, the point is you're given responsibility. You are expected to show up, give your best effort, and improve the experience of the customer. The important aspect of work responsibility is that no one there cares about you. When I say this, I mean the boss will not put up with you if you shirk your responsibility. You will be fired. This is the first real world experience most of us have with this type of consequence. You don't get fired from your family because your bed isn't made for a couple of days, but if you skip work and leave tasks unfinished, you'll be out. So work teaches responsibility. We need to have more responsible people in our society. Number two, work connects people. Remember, I talked about that sphere of influence. Because of the time spent at work, you get to know your coworkers pretty well. You share in the joys and the sorrows, the leadership or lack of by a boss, and the interactions with customers. When you're young, connections with coworkers can build the network of people as they grow and choose a career. I know people who I work with at restaurants. I'm reading here. UF work study programs and summer camps have gone on to a vast array of careers and adventures all over America. When we drove across the country, we spend several nights with friends who we worked with in the past. Okay, so work connects people. I'm friends with people that I worked with long time ago. I'm friends with people that I rubbed shoulders with a long time ago. We have a network of people that I've worked with in different industries all around the country. So work is a way to connect. So work brings you in front of a lot of other people. Number three, work produces endurance. Sometimes, no matter how powerful the motivation, work is difficult, and that's okay. Nobody said that work had to be easy. We want everything to go just right, to have sunny days every day, but this is not the reality of any kind of life. When you begin working, you figure out this much quicker because you're not shielded, usually by parents. And so this is geared towards the younger generation coming up. And that's where I think we're missing it. I think our younger generation says, I have to have what my parents have. I have to have what my friends have. Where did they get that idea? Where did they get the idea? Here's what I think that we're missing. I think that we're missing the idea that we bought into the lie that there's a ladder of success. There is no ladder of success. I've talked about this extensively. There is a ladder to success. The ladder is not success. The ladder is hard work. The ladder is what teaches you responsibility. The ladder is what teaches you endurance. It teaches you not to give up. It teaches you to go full out and to make big things happen. And guess what? When you try to skip the rungs, you're going to fall back most of the time. And if you don't climb the ladder, if you don't take the exercises necessary, if you don't put in the laps, you might get to the top. But if you don't climb the ladder correctly, you won't have the strength to stay at the top. Matthew Morrissey says they have to have it, but aren't willing to work for it. That's exactly right. So we've lost out that the idea that climbing the ladder to success is an important way to stay at success. Right now, if you ask a teenager or a young person, a kid, what they want to become when they're older, it's no longer firefighters, astronauts, policemen, or women. It's, you know what it is? It's an Instagram influencer. They want instant fame right now. Shows like America's Got Talent, Britain Got Talent, all of that open it up to make it possible for younger people to bypass the ladder. And they see their friends or see a other younger person that completely bypassed the ladder to success, the hard work of getting something and the value of hard work. And they say, that's what I want. Screw the ladder. Who needs to learn responsibility? I want everything now. Okay? We have to get back to understanding that there is no ladder of success. There is a ladder to success. Okay? Work produces endurance. It teaches you what you need to know so that once you get to the top, that you can stay to the top. Work increases self-esteem. Listen, I've seen a bunch of people that don't work. Okay, for whatever reason, they just don't work. They get handouts. Do you really think that they have a healthy self-esteem of themselves? You think they have a healthy self-image? No, they don't. It's impossible to have a good self-esteem and not be productive. If you're productive, that's what helps you get a good, solid self-esteem of yourself. So work increases your self-esteem. Here's one. Everybody wants money, right? Yeah, they want money. The problem is there's a certain part of the government that just says, you want money? Okay, I'll give it to you. All right. Work gives you money. Work gives you money. I want you guys to understand that work gives you money. Taking on, okay, so let's forget about reading here. I'll just make my own points. Work gives you money. Everyone wants money. And work will give you money. And if you earn that money, guess what? You feel like you've added, you've contributed, you work for it. Okay? Work, number 6, offers daily impact. Daily impact. If you don't go out and you don't rub shoulders and you don't talk to other people, you become a self-centered, a recluse, actually, and that's not a healthy thing to be. We were not created to be an island. We were created to look out and to make an impact on other people. One of the greatest joys of my work is to know that I've impacted somebody in a positive way, and which allows them to propel, to empower them, and to go even further. All right, so number 7, work challenges comfort zones. Work challenges comfort zones. You will never grow inside of your comfort zone. I know we've heard that. It's like a cliche. All right. If you're comfortable, you're not growing. So let me paint this picture for you a little bit. We have trained ourselves to be comfortable within a certain box. None of our lives right now are 100% awesome, right? I mean, there's nobody watching this or ever will watch it. And by the way, please share this video. Just go ahead and share it out. There is nobody that's going to listen to or watch this video that their life is just 100% awesome. And there's also nobody that their life is 100% horrible. We have positives and we have negatives, okay? And we get used to that comfort zone somewhere in the middle between not everything's perfect and not everything's bad. That's our comfort zone. And so if we swing a pendulum over here to this side and it comes over to this side, we're okay with that because we're surviving. What would it take for us to thrive instead of survive? Work helps us get out of that comfort zone. It challenges that comfort zone. Listen, I always say that if you're not comfortable, you're not growing. So we have to get rid of those walls and push them out and allow that pendulum to challenge us to maybe pick up some more not so good things, but also it comes back and guess what? We pick up more good things because we've expanded that comfort zone. Work challenges your comfort zone. Number 8, work is not about you. Work is not about you. We are living in a society where everything is about me. Everything is about me. It's about what can I get? It's about what can I do to make myself even more famous, all right? Forget fame. Try significance. You know what? It's easy to become famous. The only thing you have to do is do something stupid and put it on Instagram or TikTok. You can become very famous. Famous is frivolous. Famous is useless. Like, who are you going to call if you get in trouble? Are you going to call a famous person? No. You're going to call a significant person in your life. All right? So it's easy to become famous by doing stuff, but it's harder to become significant because you have to inspire people. You have to really like get involved with people and it's not about me. Fame is about me. Significance is about you. So work is not about you. Work is about a greater cause. It's about producing something greater than you, to make a difference bigger than yourself. Work is not about you. Number 9, work improves society. You want to fix our society? Put them to work. That's what will fix our society. Work. Work will fix our society. It says people are intrinsically wired to work and contribute. Unfortunately, we are also wired to get food and money the easiest way we can. Okay, so I'm all about being efficient. I'm all about working smarter than harder. Working hard, using your muscles, sweating and stuff, that's the lowest level of work that there is. It's the lowest level of value, is using your muscles to make a living. So I know there's some people here that work really hard. They're out in the sun. They're sweating and they're using a hammer. Nothing wrong with that, but that's the lowest level of value. I'm not talking about working hard and sweating. I'm talking about contributing to society. That's what work is. Work improves society. When you work, the world becomes better. You want to make the world a better place? Then go work, produce something, make a difference, contribute. Don't just be a participant, be a contributor. So that's how you can improve society. Number 10, this is the last one of reasons why any work is valuable. Work allows independence. We value independence in America. We value our freedom. If somebody pays you, or if you collect money without working, guess who owns you? You don't own yourself. Whoever pays you owns you. Matthew Morris, he says, fame is making yourself accessible to those you don't really care about at the expense of those that you do. That's so true. I love that quote. Very good. So work allows you to become independent. Work gives you freedom. The borrower is a slave to the lender, John Davison. That's right. I appreciate that. All right. So work allows independence. All right. So if you want to be free, you have to work. You have to contribute. And I'm not talking about going to work and laboring. I'm talking about doing something that produces a benefit. You sitting at home collecting a check does not produce a benefit to anybody. It costs society. I was talking to a young guy, came to my door trying to sell something. He was a great kid. I spoke into his life. I said, I appreciate your hustle. And he was talking about the government will actually give you like a I forget what he called it, incentive to put. And I said, where does that money come from? He said, the government. I said, no. Where did they get the government? Where does the government get the money from? He said, I don't know. I said, from me, from you, from everybody else. He said, well, that's not right. They're giving you back the money that you gave them. And I said, yeah, because the government does not make money. They only use the taxpayers' money, the ones that are contributors, and they give it back to you. And so work, if you want to be free, go to work. All right. What I'm going to do is I'm going to read some quotes that I put together and that talks about work and the value of work. When we strive to become better than we are, everything around us becomes better too. And that's by Paulo Coelho, however you say that, Cielo. Paul Soello. Okay? When we strive to become better than we are, everything around us becomes better too. So you want to make a world better, then try to become better. Opportunity is missed by most people because it's dressed in overalls and looks like work. Who can guess who said that? The great Thomas Edison. Opportunity is missed by most people because it's dressed in overalls and looks like work. All right. Don't judge every day by the harvest you reap, but by the seeds that you plant. It's not about what you take, it's about what you give. All right. Robert Louis Stevenson. Just one small positive thought in the morning can change your whole day. That's the Dalai Lama. Viggo Mortensen says, one of the best pieces of advice I ever got was from a horse master. He told me to go slow to go fast. I think that applies to everything in life. We live as though there aren't enough hours in the day, but if we do each thing calmly and carefully, we get it done quicker and with much less stress. Henry Ford says, whether you think you can or you think you can't, either way, you're right. Time is an equal opportunity employer. Each human has exactly the same numbers of hours and minutes every day. Rich people can't buy more hours. Scientists can't invent new minutes, and you can't save time to spend it on another day. Even so, time is an amazingly fair and forgiving. No matter how much time you've wasted in the past, you still have an entire tomorrow. Dennis Waitley. Jim Rohn. Don't wish it was easier. Wish you were better. And work is a way that you can start fine-tuning yourself, and to become better and better is by working. Dale Carnegie says, do the hard jobs first. The easy jobs will take care of themselves. Tyler Perry says, developing a good work ethic is key. Apply yourself to whatever you do, whether you're a janitor or taking your first summer job, because that work ethic will be reflected in everything that you do. Franklin D. Roosevelt says, happiness is not in the mere possession of money. It lies in the joy of achievement, in the thrill of creative effort. Zig Ziglar, my man. Success means doing the best we can with what we have. Success is the doing, not the getting. In the trying, not the triumph. Success is a personal standard, reaching for the highest that is in us, becoming all that we can be. I love that. The future depends on what you do today. The future depends on what you do today. One of my quotes says, you're getting what you're getting because of what you're doing. All right. If you want something different in the future, you have to do something different right now. Maybe it's time America gets back to work. Maybe it's time that we start teaching the principles of why work is valuable, why it's important that we struggle. It is. It's important that we struggle. I gave a whole talk at the last EdgeCon about the embracing the struggle. See, here's the thing. We don't want to struggle in America anymore. But when you struggle, you become something great. Listen, if a caterpillar doesn't struggle to get out of the cocoon, it will never be a healthy butterfly. If a tadpole never struggles to get out of that fish state that he or she is in, it will never become a hopping frog. And if you as a human being never struggle, you won't have the strength to endure the struggles of life. We have to embrace the struggle. Don't get me started. All right. So I have a lot more quotes here. Let me just pick one more out. You will never plow a field if you only turn it over in your mind. You've got to get out and do something. You got to produce. You have to be a contributor to a society, not a leech. We have to get back to the understanding that there is value in work. There is value in struggle. Change my mind. Love you guys. Let's go work.